doubt you'd be making any hasty decisions.
Hello everyone. So today I am finally making the chicken box sub. I apologize for the cross interference noise. Like I told y'all, I am watching my BC Andrews movies today. That's happening. And also my hair is down today again. Because you know what? I'm home. Again, I do have a rubber band prepared though if I do need to pull it back. But I'm cooking at home and I don't see the need. And you know, I just don't like how I look when I have a ponytail or whatever. Not my thing. Maybe a high ponytail. But that's not really possible to do with my current hair. So, alright. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to begin preparing the potatoes for the fries that will become part of the chicken box sub. If you are not from Maryland and you do not know what a chicken box sub is, let me enlighten you. A chicken box, well, not a chicken box sub because that's my creation, but a chicken box, which is where this idea came from, is fried chicken, normally wings and drumsticks, and crinkle french fries. I'm not doing crinkle fries. These are going to be regular fries, okay? But all of that is then served with hot sauce and ketchup. And we put both on. And usually to have with that for a drink, you have half and half, which is half tea, half lemonade. I'm not doing that today, but y'all know what it is. So when I'm serving these, when I come to Baltimore, it will be served with your choice of tea or half and half. And along with the sub itself, you can get your fries on the sub the way I'm going to make it today, or you can get your fries to the side. One of the sandwiches I make today will not be the chicken box sub. It'll just be like almost like a chicken nugget sub because my significant other doesn't like spice or heat on his food. But the other one will be made in the way that you would expect a chicken box. Along with the sub, when you buy it, when I come to Baltimore, you will also have 3 fried wings along with it in a separate container. Because I want to also give you that feeling of eating the actual chicken box. And I'm going to have that pretty checkered paper in the containers. But right now, what I'm about to do, now, because this is something I don't want everyone to have the recipe for, because I want it to be my own thing, all I can tell you is the steps. But I'm not going to show you the seasonings this time. The blog will also not give you the seasonings this time. We're doing this different. And when I make my fries, I like to leave the skin on. Most of your nutrients are in your skin. And flavor comes from it too, believe it or not. But basically that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to slice up some potatoes now. We're going to try to make them as even as possible. Because you want to have nice shoestring fries. Not as thin as shoestring, but pretty thin. What I can tell you, the same thing I told y'all about when I do my fried chicken, to ensure that it's done all the way through to the bone, I usually do, I don't want to call it a boil, because it's not boiled chicken to the point where it's done. I just boil it a little bit so that it's easier for something like this to take the skin off, because I don't want to use chicken breast for this, because I want it to be full of flavor, and chicken breast does not have the flavor of thighs and drumsticks. It just doesn't. So you want to steep your chicken or poach your chicken first. Not till it's done though. Let it set, let it cool off, because then you're going to come back, you're going to take the skin off of it, you're going to cut the meat off the bone in nice sized chunks, not the stringy meat you would use for tacos or whatever. You want to try to keep it as together as you can. And you're going to get 2 bags. You're going to make one for your wet mixture for your eggs. You're going to make one for your dry mixture. You're going to coat them and fry them. Again, not giving you my seasoning mixture because that's going to be a secret this time. But just want to show you, I've got the slabs of potato here. And then you just want to cut off nice even sized strips about this big. They won't all be perfect. They should be, but they won't. Again, I'm just cooking at home, but about this thickness for your fries. And you want to make sure before you go to use your deep fryer that you got it warmed up already. I'm just cutting these up now because it's too early in the day for dinner to actually be served. And you never want to make your fries too far ahead of time because people are going to get soggy, gross fries. So that's all I wanted to show you for now, because now I'm going to go back to doing this while watching my movie. And I'll be back in a little while just to show you a little glimmer of me cutting up the chicken. Again, not giving away all the secrets to this. So I'll be back in a bit. All right, just to show you real quick, this is what the fries look like. All seasoned. I'm going to wrap them up because it's not time to fry them yet. But they're all chopped, and you see I got most of them equally the same size, and that's how you want them to be for presentation. So I'll be back in a bit.
What's the story?
All right, folks. So I'm back. Let me do this a little differently. Make some adjustments here. I had my tripod adjusted differently last night. Because at first, before I switched the battle between Raekwon and Ghostface Killer on Versus to my projector, I was watching on my phone at first. So, yeah, that part. So, again, not going to tell you how I season this because, I want this one to be a little bit of a secret. But the first thing we're going to do, make sure your hands are clean, of course, although you're throwing this away for this sandwich. Actually, I'll probably eat the skin. I love chicken skin. My grandmother and my mother loved it so much they would ask for it right off your plate. It really is where most of the flavor is, if we're honest about it. But you're not going to leave that in a sub. You want to cut the fat and the skin off. Because remember, you're going to be breaking this down into pieces that you can fry. So you're just trying to get all the skin and the bone off. Now, of course, a fried chicken box, the skin is on because you're serving it more as whole pieces. But for the meat that's going in the sandwich, I personally think the skin should be off. You could leave it on if you wanted to, but I'm going to take it off because I'm going to end up battering the chicken with some egg, flour, and breadcrumbs. And that's the only part that I'm going to tell you of what I'm doing. So just get the skin off as best you can. And there's a little bit left, no one's going to kill you for that. But try to get as much of the skin, the fatty layer of skin and stuff off as you can. Definitely. The parts you don't need anyway. Now there's more chicken. I just took these pieces out first because I couldn't fit everything on the board all at once. And I bought these super long rolls. At least make my hair go behind me. I bought these super long rolls from the Buford Farmers Market. They have a really great selection of bread there. So you can see we're getting all the skin off. And then after we get the skin off, we are going to begin the process of getting the meat off the bone. Now again, you do not want to do this as a shred of meat. You want to do this like in big hunks of meat because you want to fry them and put them on your sub. So we're getting most of the skin off, like so. Just move them along to the side as you get them done. If you have a dog, you could even give your dog the skin that's coming off if you want, or your cat, depending on, where you fall in the scheme of what you should or shouldn't give your animal. I know Google and the new way of doing things says you can't give your animals this and can't give your animals that. But honey, my grandfather had a whole slew of German Shepherds, and they ate pretty much whatever we ate, and they lived for a long time. He never put a dog down because it was sick. He only had them put down or put them down because they became aggressive. Let me wash my hands real quick. All right, so here comes the part that's important. Again, you want to leave the pieces big enough, and in fact you could even just do it with your hand to ensure you don't break it down too small, because with a knife you could possibly make the pieces too small. So there's a piece, there's a piece. See how we're leaving it in hunks? Because again, we're going to bread this. Some of the pieces will be little, just don't lose them in your fryer. I might even pan fry these instead of the deep fry. We might just use the deep fry for the fries. So you want to take the pieces off as large as you can. Think of it as how you pull the meat off when you're making chicken salad, only try to keep the pieces bigger. Just so you can see that this is your skin pile that you're taking off, this is the meat you're going to use, and this is what we're working with. Try to get it off as smooth as you can and in as big a hunks as you can. If you want to make this easier, you can use chicken breast. Only suggestion I would give to you if you're going to use breast is that you pound the meat to tenderize it. You can use something like this, like your tenderizing hammer. This one's from KitchenAid. And tenderize it first, then cut it into your pieces. But that's really all I need to show you right now, and I'm going to go ahead and keep working. So I'll be back with a little bit more. Okay, so y'all hear the grease popping. We're going to turn it down a little bit, and now we're going to start putting our pieces in. I apologize ahead of time if at any point I have to dip off. My stomach is suffering from a little bit of upset today, so it's not making things particularly easy, but we're going to get through this. And put the pieces in of the breaded chicken. Alright. I'll sit that right there on top of the fryer. I'm going to turn the heat back up a little bit. I'm going to move my cutting board out of my way so I can work with my hands. I'm going to wash the cutting board too while we're over here. Now remember, this chicken was already pre-cooked as far as a poach or a boil. So we do not need it to be in here too long. We just need it to be in here long enough for the breading to get crisp. Because if you overcook it, you're going to have tough, rubbery chicken. No one wants that. So when you see some brown, you can go ahead and get ready to take this out. Alright? Now, I'm going to add more oil. I'm going to tell you why. Because if we cover it, we won't have to worry about flipping it. I wasn't sure originally how I wanted to do this, but yep, this is what we're going to do. And that's something you normally don't want to do because it can result in your chicken not being as crisp. But I know that it's going to get hot really, really quickly, so we should still be fine. But the next batch will definitely probably be better than how this first batch is going to turn out because of me having done that. So you're just going to let it sit for a little while longer. But cooking 101, you want all of the grease to be hot. You don't want to have to then add some oil like I just had to do. So, but you know, things happen. Luckily for me, we're coming right back to a high heat rather quickly. Thank goodness. So, because that could have gone bad and I could have some soggy chicken. Now my baking tray itself is being used for something else, but we still need to drain our chicken. So, what we're going to do, we're going to get one of these type of tins and we're going to sit our rack on top of it. Makeshift strainer and drainer, because you don't want to serve soggy, oily chicken. We'll let these crisp a little longer. We're just going to sit them right on top of this tray, which I have on top of a much larger pot surface up there, so everything should be good to go. You want to just let that cook till it's really, really crisp, if you can. Well, you should. I don't even know why I'm saying if you can. That's what you want to do, folks. You hear that sizzle? That's what you want. I'm going to get a spatula. Sometimes I use tongs, but for smaller pieces like this, the spatula is going to be the easier way to get it out. Check it out. I don't feel like we're there yet. I feel like it could be just a little more golden. So just a couple more minutes, and then we're going to take this first batch out. And then I'm going to continue doing these, and I don't need you all to film the whole time I'm doing it, but I just want to give you an idea of the process. I show it to you now, actually. This is kind of what you're looking for. And sit it up there and let it drain and get crisp. Take it out of the heat. I'll let these go just a little longer. Some of these, they're not as golden as I would like. Ooh, golden again, so you can see those. Let them drain. More. Shake. Cut them up there. Let them drain. Golden again. Let them drain. You want to get every morsel you can because I got some big rolls, so I can't afford to waste anything. You get a little fried crisping, as I call it, which is crackling, which is basically just batter. Put that up there too. It's not going to make the sandwich taste bad. Set it down. Alright, we're going to put another batch in here. And then after I just drop them in, I'm going to turn the camera off so I can continue on with my process. As I mentioned before, one of these is going to be like actual chicken box way with the hot sauce and the ketchup. And then the other is going to be, let me show you these real quick just so you can see them. Look how pretty those are. And the other ones are just going to be like regular chicken tender, no hot and spicy, because my boyfriend does not eat hot and spicy. So you gotta know everyone you're cooking for so everyone can enjoy your food. You can't just, make it one way. So if there are any of you out there, although I'm guessing probably if you like the chicken box, you already used to having spicy, or else you wouldn't be going to get a chicken box. I mean, I know they let us put the hot sauce and ketchup on there, but come on now. Are you really from Maryland if you're not eating it hot and spicy? I'm just saying, are you? Do we claim you? Do we claim you? So I'm just going to go ahead and make sure these are all in the oil. And then I'll be back in a while. Hopefully by the time I'm back, I'll just be showing you the finished result. So you guys can know what to expect when you order a sausage chicken box sub while I am in Maryland in April. By the way, y'all, it's Aries season. April 14th is my birthday. If anybody wants to drop me a little gift, hit me up for my Cash App info. Alright guys, I'll be back in just a little bit. Alright, so we have finished all of the meat. And now what we're waiting on is for the oil to be hot enough in the deep fryer to drop our fries. And we also have the, concentrating here. We also have the very, very super-sized rolls in the oven, just warming those up. So a couple of things that are also going to go on these sandwiches that are a little different than your chicken box are, of course, pickles and some hoagie spread. All right, you don't have to get those things on yours if you come to me. We can put anything on it. Like, and for our chicken box mix, we're going to use some Old Bay hot sauce along with some sriracha ketchup and coat the chicken in that before we put it on the sandwich. For my significant others who doesn't like spicy, we're going to coat his chicken in a honey mustard dressing. And you can also elect to get tomato, spinach, or onion on these. Or lettuce. I just don't buy lettuce very much at home. But I can certainly buy it for my Baltimore trip if you would prefer lettuce instead of spinach to give you a little crunch. So right now I'm just thinly slicing up. Oh, you can't see. My bad. Let me lower this. It's ridiculous, all right? I'm showing y'all, but I'm not showing y'all. So right now I'm just thinly and evenly slicing up some nice tomato slices. This is how huge this onion was I got from the farmer's market. I'm on meal number 3 with that same onion. That's how big it was. And that's getting your money's worth for your shopping. I'm telling you. That's how you want to do it. Watch your fingers. Can't tell you how many times I've almost eliminated a finger doing this kind of stuff. Still not 100% sure my oil is hot enough yet, so I'm gonna let it warm up a little more. Keep slicing these in the meantime. But for those of you who are confused about my Maryland dates, it is Baltimore this time, not the Eastern Shore. Baltimore, Maryland, April 19th through the 23rd. Unless something weird happens, I'm praying nothing does this time. Last trip got off to a very bizarre start. Okay, so there's your tomatoes. Next thing, just want to get you some onion. My daughter doesn't eat onion on her sandwich, so I only need enough onion for me and my significant other's sandwiches. I like just a rough chop. Normally you would cut it in a ringlet pattern, which I should have done, but I did not when I made the prior item with these onions, so they are not in the ringlet shape. That is your most familiar shape when you're putting onions on a sandwich that we're all familiar with. Make sure you get that skin membrane off. You don't want to serve anyone that. Just getting your onions ready so that when it's time to build, you can just create your sandwiches and keep it moving. And once I'm done with creating one of these sandwiches, I will come back and I will show you what it looks like. It's going to be good though. That I have no doubt of. The chicken turned out pretty, and you'll see that. Let me show it to you before it gets mixed into the sauce. Here's all your pieces of your golden fried chicken that are going to get tossed around in that sauce. Again, I'm not going to tell you everything I did to my chicken because I don't want to share this recipe with the world. I want this kind of to be my thing. But there you have it. If you need more onion, I'm just going to leave the onion there in case, you know, because the subs are kind of big, in case I decide I need more. But there you have it, and I'll be back in a bit. So real quick, I just want to show you how the chicken looks after it's tossed in that sriracha ketchup and that Old Bay hot sauce. Yeah, look at that. Alright, so that's the first batch of chicken. We're going to set this over here. Safe and sound. Then we're going to grab my significant other's version of this. And for his, we're just going to do something very similar. This one I don't mind showing you. This one we're going to, the honey mustard, right? And some regular ketchup. It's funny because I just did a post today saying ketchup doesn't belong on everything. Well, on this recipe it does. It's a chicken box. It does belong on this recipe. 1 second. Forgot what I did with my little tongs. Just that quick. Crazy, right? Alright. So, you just want to mix to make sure you get equal amounts of honey mustard and ketchup coated on all of this chicken. Look at that. Let me show it to you. Oop, without losing any of it, right? Son of a... So that happened. Luckily, it was on the board, not the floor. So, now we got to pick it up. It's hot. And put it where it goes. Wow, what a mess, right? Let me wash my hands. Don't you hate when bloopers happen like that? But they happen. No one is perfect. I've been blooper suffering a lot here lately. And so needless to say, the tomatoes that got his seasoning on them will go on his sandwich. Push all these other ones out the way so they don't get contaminated. And wipe the rest of this off before it gets to be really gross. That's ridiculous. I can't believe that just happened. For those wondering if my rag is clean, yes, I use a disinfectant spray on everything in this house, even in the sink. right, and we're gonna put it back in the soak. And we're gonna pretend that did not happen. Anyway, back to it. So you just want to mix it up. And thank goodness the cutting board was clean too. Oh, look, he's even got a tomato already in there. That's pretty funny. So we'll just put his there, like I said. And that's his mixture. Bowl got hella messy from things falling, but that would be his chicken mixture for his sandwich. So I'm going to let this sit now, and I'll be back in a while when it's time to construct both the sandwiches. Okay, so this is the first combo. This is my significant other's. This is non-spicy, and this is with the fries off to the side. Normally the fries would be on it for the chicken box. So his is the one I already showed you, tossed in. Try to get more light here. His is the one I already showed you, tossed in ketchup and honey mustard. His has tomato and onion on it. He doesn't like pickles, so I didn't put those on there. The bun is toasted. Honestly, I would say don't toast the bun because it makes it kind of hard because it's already a hard baguette. But there you have it. I just want to show you how big the sub roll actually was. Here's some of the ones we're using that are cut up. But just for clarity, so you can see how long this is about a 13 or 14 inch sandwich. And I will be offering that size. I will not be toasting them because they break apart so easily. I'm getting a bread maker so I can hopefully start making fresh bread because fresh bread won't do this. But when you buy it from the market and it's already kind of hard and then you try to toast it, this is kind of what happens. But this is the size sandwich that I'm making for my daughter. And then I'm going to wrap the rest of this bread up till I'm actually ready to eat. I'm not quite ready yet. But yeah, I just wanted to show you. So we'll be offering like a 7 inch and a 14 inch or a 13 inch, whatever size, you know, it is after you cut it in half. So I just wanted to show you that. Be back shortly. Okay, guys. So I'm going to show you just the layers. Not everything, you know, that I did to the meat prior to. But first thing we do is take a layer, make sure we got the top right from the bottom. This is the bottom. We're going to take some of this chicken that's been tossed in sriracha ketchup and in Old Bay hot sauce. Because again, if you don't know what a chicken box is, it is a fried chicken box that we usually drench in hot sauce and ketchup. That's how we eat it Maryland style, all right? So I'm going to put all this on here like so. I'm not hungry yet. I don't know if anybody else suffers from that. But usually if I'm the one who cooks, it takes me several hours to get hungry. Crazy, but true. And I think my grandma was like it too. And I used to always wonder, like, why is she not eating? That's why, folks. Because we ate so much tasting while we were cooking. We're going to give it an extra layer of ketchup also. My daughter doesn't like onion. So we are foregoing that step. We are, however, going to put our tomatoes on. Who doesn't love tomato? You don't have to put the veggies on here. You can get it just like the chicken box, honey, without anything but just what you would normally get on your chicken box. All right? And then the last thing we're going to get on here, if I can even get them open, they've been sealed up for a while, so bear with me just 1 second. Y'all get my pickles open. Okay, so I kind of lied. Look, I'm ready to leave off the most important part, the fries. We don't want to do that. So we are going to rotate these tomatoes for now to the top bun. Because first, before that, you want to get your fries on. Alright? The fries are important. Get your fries in there. You can get an extra request of more fries on the side if you like. I'm probably going to get my daughter extra fries on the side. They're going to keep falling until I arrange them just perfectly. So hold on 1 second. You want to get your fries on here. You're going to tightly wrap this sandwich in foil too to make it easier for the person to eat it. Because otherwise, yeah, this could be difficult. Lay your tomatoes. You want to put some pickle. Okay, just like this. Make sure you can see it. And before I close it up, I'm actually going to get a picture as well. You want to take just a little hoagie spread, like so. Y'all know back north we can't eat a sub without this. You're going to get just a little hoagie spread. Spread it on there nice and evenly like so. The sandwich is a big sandwich. You are going to need some toothpicks probably to hold this sucker together until you can at least get the wrapper on it. Put your top on. Might not though. Let's see if I can wrap it without toothpicks. That would be ideal. Easier for your customer to eat. So I want to start all the way at the corner. Push down. Wrap it tight. Like so. And dang it, you got to unwrap it. You know why? Because I didn't get a picture yet. That's no good. You definitely want a picture. Now I got to figure out which angle is the best because I want you to see the fries and everything. So I'm going to do this real quick and I'll be right back. All right, now we're back. Let's roll this thing. Sorry about that, guys. So, tight roll. Start tucking in. Think of it as rolling a burrito, only it's foil. Alright? You're going to tear off that excess to make it easier for your customer to get to their food. Put the rest in the trash. I like to do a nice little pretty fold. Just like so. And there you have it. There you have it. The Sauce's Best Chicken Box Sub. And I am going to put some fries on the side, but you already saw my fries. I don't feel like I need to give you a second glimpse at fries. But this is the sandwich. Look at all that goodness. Yum. And there are fries in the sandwich. You can see it better in the pics. Enjoy.